Hello ma'am and good morning. We are the Group 4 and we are going to report about how Jollibee Foods Corporations and 7-Eleven Incorporated handled their stores and their workers in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. We will be starting off with JFC, reported by Sylvia.
Hi, so my name is Sylvia and I will be starting off with Jollibee Food Corporation. So ever since this pandemic has started, JFC has set aside 1 billion pesos as emergency response funds for its own employees as well as those of its partner enterprises. For employees that were affected by the virus, they were allowed to convert their leave credits in advance as well as file for personal leaves if necessary until the situation of the pandemic died down. With the emergency fund that was set aside, employees will still receive their full month's salary within the duration of the enhanced community quarantine, which is from March 15 to April 15. On top of that, they would also receive an early 13th month pay by April 30th.
This employee package covers all work teams of Jollibee Group's offices, stores, commissaries, and logistics centers, including the senior citizen and persons with disability assigned to stores under the joint employment program with the local government units. The same assistance will also be extended to JFC's partner employers in the stores and other sites to provide financial support to their respective employees during this time. Earlier, Jollibee Foods Corporation announced a 100 million pesos food donation from its brand to frontliner healthcare workers and on-ground checkpoint personnel.
Hi, I am Diana May P. SALBALEON and I'm going to report about 7-Eleven Incorporation. 7-Eleven Incorporation and its independent 7-Eleven franchise owners have hired more than 50,000 convenience store employees since March and are recruiting 20,000 more this year to work in its more 9,000 U.S. stores as a part of COVID-19 pandemic-related hiring push, the company said. Despite also being affected by the ECQ implemented by the government in mid-March, 7-Eleven Philippines still tried to continue serving the public by having more than 50% of its store nationwide in operation because it can still sell food and cleaning items which are identified as essentials during the pandemic. PSC took advantage of the government-mandated rules on hazard pay and kept its store employees, who are also considered as frontliners by the community, updated with the benefits they can get.
Hi, I'm gonna talk about how 7-Eleven handled their stores and employees here in the Philippines due to this pandemic. 7-Eleven Corporation earned 700 million pesos to support its program, and they also freezes their hirings and salary increases and closed their franchise stores.
Hi, I am Francine and I will continue reporting about 7-Eleven Incorporated and how they handle their stores and their employees in the middle of COVID-19. Most of their franchisees took initiatives such as renting places that are near their assigned stores for their staff to stay in since mass transportation was suspended. Mariano Magbanwa Jr., a franchisee of several 7-Eleven stores, did this. He even gave allowances and reliefs to his employees and workers. He gave his employees allowance of 500 pesos, and those working at stores that had to be closed due to the prevailing community quarantine were transferred to other stores that were allowed to stay open. The exclusive licensor of 7-Eleven in the Philippines, Philippine 7 Corporation, has earmarked 711 million pesos for its pandemic support program. These funds may be tapped by franchisees whose operations had been hit by the coronavirus disease or the COVID-19 pandemic. Amid the challenges, Philippine 7 Corp is cutting costs across the board and implementing forced leaves, retrenchments, and a freeze on hiring, salary increases, and store openings. So, in conclusion, Jollibee Food Corporation and 7-Eleven Incorporated, together with other establishments, have been tasked to come up with innovative solutions to maintain their productivity and to deliver their services consistently amidst the pandemic. Both businesses did their best so they could still distribute their products and services to their clients, all while also being cautious of the need to protect the rights of their employees. They took initiatives such as renting places, giving allowances, increased salary, and etc. to take care of their employees. So that will be all for our report about how Jollibee Foods Corporation and 7-Eleven Incorporated treated their stores and their employees in the middle of the pandemic in order to still provide their services and products to the public. Thank you, ma'am, and good morning.